All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're talking about something absolutely critical, building your digital walls. We're going to dive deep into the two defenses that pretty much everyone needs in this day and age. Yep, firewalls and VPNs.
Imagine your computer is a kingdom. Outside, there are titans. Without a wall, you are dead.
Let's start the video. So let's set the scene here. I want you to picture this. Your computer, your phone, really your entire digital life, it's a kingdom, right? And the second you connect to the internet, that kingdom is officially under siege. And outside those gates, we're going to call them titans. These are automated bots, malware, hackers, all of them just relentlessly pounding at the gates, searching for any tiny weakness to get in and just devour your data.
So how in the world do you defend your kingdom? Well, you build a wall. And in the world of cybersecurity, that great wall, our first and honestly our most critical line of defense, is the firewall.
Think of a firewall as a digital bouncer, right? It's the gatekeeper for your entire network. It checks the ID of every single piece of data, we call them packets, that's trying to get in or out. And it runs on this one super powerful principle. If you are not on the list, you are not coming in. It is really that simple.
Okay, but here's the thing. Not all firewalls are created equal. You've got your stateless firewall, which honestly is like a dumb guard. This guard checks your ID every single time you pass, even if you just walked out 1 second ago. It's slow, it's not very efficient, but then you have the stateful firewall. This is your smart guard. It remembers you. It understands the context, the state of your connection. It knows you belong here, which makes it way faster and a whole lot more secure.
And this brings us to a really cool concept, layered defense. Just like an attack on Titan, you don't bet everything on a single wall. No way. We have 3. First up, you've got Wall Maria. That's your network firewall, your router, protecting your entire home. Then there's Wall Rose, the host firewall that's right on your computer, like Windows Defender. And finally, Wall Sina. That's the super specialized web application firewall that protects huge websites from targeted attacks.
But what happens if the titans don't have to break down the wall? What if they can just walk right through a gate that you left open for a trusted friend? This isn't a hypothetical. This is exactly how one of the biggest data breaches in history went down. So here's the story. The hackers didn't launch some massive assault on Target's fortress directly. Nah, that's too hard. Instead, they found a small, trusted partner, an air conditioning company, of all things. They breached that company, stole their login credentials, and then they just strolled right through Target's main gate, completely disguised as a trusted friend. See, the firewall didn't fail, the trust failed. And that's the crucial point here, the big takeaway. Your digital wall, no matter how high you build it, is only as strong as its weakest trusted gate. Technology by itself is never the whole story. Okay, so our firewalls are up, they're protecting our kingdom. Awesome. But what happens when we have to go outside the walls? Venture into the dangerous world of public Wi-Fi. For that, we need something different. We need the cloak of the Survey Corps. We need a VPN. And this is a really critical question you have to ask yourself. How do you survive outside the safety of your own network? Because when you're at a coffee shop or an airport or a hotel, you're in Titan territory. Your data is just out there, totally exposed and vulnerable if you don't have the right protection.
This is where the VPN comes in. It's like your personal armored transport. Imagine you're driving your car through an ocean that's just full of sharks. The VPN builds this solid, encrypted glass tube all around you. Now, the sharks can see that a car is passing through, but they have no idea who's inside, where you're going, and they definitely can't touch you.
So how does it actually pull this off? Well, it's basically a 3-step process. First, it creates that secure tunnel around all of your data. Second, it encrypts everything inside, just scrambling it into unreadable gibberish for anyone who might be snooping around. And third, it completely masks your real location, your IP address, which basically turns you into a digital ghost.
But, and this is a big but, this is where we need to get serious for a minute. The VPN market is absolutely flooded with promises, and you know what? Some of them are just dangerous myths.
I really need you to pay close attention to this part. You're going to see the phrase zero logs or no logs advertised everywhere, but you absolutely cannot trust it blindly. Your privacy, and sometimes even your freedom, could depend on you understanding why.
Okay, so there's this thing called the 14 Eyes Alliance. It's basically an intelligence sharing agreement between countries like the US, the UK, Canada, and others.
Now here's the scary part. If your VPN provider is based in one of those countries, their government can legally force them to start logging your activity and hand it all over. And this isn't just a theory, it has actually happened. There was a VPN called HMA that famously advertised no logs. Well, they were forced to hand over user data to the FBI. This just proves that where your VPN company is located is every bit as important as the technology it uses.
So how do we put all this together into a real strategy? Look, it's not about picking one tool over another. It's about building a fortress, a real digital fortress, with multiple layers of security. We call this defense in depth.
Your strategies should be pretty simple and, most importantly, layered. Layer 1, the hardware firewall in your router. That's your big outer wall. Layer 2, the software firewall right on your computer. That's your inner wall. And finally, your VPN. That's the encrypted, armored cloak you wear anytime you step outside those walls. The idea is simple. If one layer fails, the next one is right there to catch the threat.
So the lesson is crystal clear. In this digital age, you can't just be passive. You have to be proactive. Your security isn't some product you buy. It's a fortress you have to build and maintain yourself. It's a commitment. Next, we discuss encryption. See you in the next episode.